Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush under a little bit of a windstorm. It's a Patriot League clash as the visiting Platte Valley Broncos take on the Brush Bee Diggers along with Kevin Fergus. I'm John Beltran. The Bee Diggers haven't played in almost a week as they defeated they defeated the Lyman Badgers 14-4. They come into this game with a 6-4 record. Platte Valley's at 6-5, and Platte Valley was a team that was ranked at one time, but they're coming off a 7-2 loss earlier this week to the Valley Vikings. And the Bee Diggers will be going with left-hander Bryson Wooldridge, who does have one complete game this season. And Kevin, the story is obviously when a fly ball's hit, how is the wind going to affect the flight of that baseball?
The wind is going to be huge today. It's going to be one of those things where the outfielders need to know right from the get-go that they need to be playing in. A ball hit the right field, the second baseman, first baseman, they need to be heads up because that ball could be right back in their lap. And anything hit in the infield, catcher up next to the fence over here, very much could come into play.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, we'll get to the lineup here for Platte Valley.
Now batting number 3
against Bryson Wooldridge. They'll be sending up Brandon Curbs. Hitting from the right side. We'll get to the rest of the lineup here momentarily. Bryson Wooldridge. Again, getting the start for the Bee Diggers. Very strong left-handed pitcher batting seconds. The right fielder Joey Smith. Logan Whittick, the catcher, hits third. Opening pitch is a strike, brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the very best in the business. That's Buildings by Design. No balls in one strike, and Wooldridge is out of the stretch, and that's right there for a strike down the middle. It is 0-2 to Brandon Curbs. Logan Whittick, the catcher, hits third. Swing and a miss, and a breaking ball down in the zone. And on 3 pitches, it's a strikeout of Brandon Curbs, and there's one down here in the top of the first inning.
This is good for Bryson Wooldridge. He's had just a little bit of a rough time throwing balls and strikes, and he's thrown too many balls, I think.
Yeah.
And he's walked too many guys, and so he comes out 3 pitches and takes care of the first batter right out of the chute.
First pitch to Joey Smith, a little bit high. Avery Valenciano's the cleanup hitter. Actually bats fifth. David King, the pitcher, hits fourth. And that fastball tails away. It's 2-0. Kevin King, the left fielder, hits sixth. Third baseman Christian King bats seventh. Colby Frias, the first baseman, hits eighth. And center fielder Jaron Albrighton hits ninth. And Kevin, that's evidence exactly what you were just talking about. Strikes out the first hitter on 3 batters, and then he throws 3 pitches for a ball. That one away. 3-0 to Joey Smith from the right side. Out of the stretch. And that's a strike. On the outer half, it's 3-1.
I think Bryson's a good choice in order to be pitching today. He has a lot of movement on the back end of his ball. And with the wind blowing, I think it's going to give him benefit to where he's going to be able to get the ball in on their hands and work it to where it's to his advantage.
It's a walk to Joey Smith. Here is Logan Whittick. The Bee Diggers have Bryson Wooldridge. Oh, let's see. Why didn't I have him on the mound to begin with? Yeah, Kyle Wellen is the first baseman. The pitch is a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Throw back to first and nothing doing. Swung on. That ball is laced into left field for a base hit on the 0-1. Advancing to second will be Joey Smith. Logan Whittick, one of the better hitters on his team, is on base with a single.
Number 22, David King.
And that'll bring up David King, another right-handed hitter. He's the opposing pitcher today. And Kevin, he's had a very good season on the mound.
It seems that Platte Valley has been using him a lot. He's by and far has the most innings for Platte Valley. I think he's pitched 26 innings coming into this game. He has 52 strikeouts, so he's going to be a good one to watch to see what he can do against this Brush lineup.
Swing and a miss, and a ball down and away. It's 0-1. Nice fastball there thrown by Bryson Wooldridge. Now the wind has died down a bit. That'll help because it was really kicking up at the beginning of first pitch and the offering. Swing and a miss, tied him up there. No balls and 2 strikes, and Wooldridge mixing it up nicely. It's 0-2 here with 1 down and 2 on in the top of the first inning. I'm John Beltran with Kevin Fergus. The stretch. Long pause, and a time is called. Yeah, the one thing you want to make sure with Wooldridge is not to get that pitch count up too much. That's 12 already, but so far not too bad. However, if he's extended, that'll certainly crank up the pitch count. The pitch, that is right there. Boy, I don't know where that missed. Maybe a little bit low. It didn't miss by much. That's a very good 2-strike pitch.
What would be good for Brush right here is if David King would be able to hit a 2-hopper to the shortstop and we could roll a 6-4-3 double play.
Yep, he's a double play candidate. Looking back is Wooldridge, 1-2, and the breaking ball is low. That's a good take there by King. 2 balls and 2 strikes. B-Diggers will play University in Greeley Saturday morning, so the tests just get tougher for Brush. And the offering. Swung on and chopped to short. Wellen comes in, flips to second, low for 1. Shelton to first, and that is dug out by Kyle Wellen. 6-4-3 as called by Kevin Fergus. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We head to the bottom of the first. Platte Valley does not score, and the B-Diggers are coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Platte Valley had 2 on, but David King into a 6-4-3 double play. B-Digger starting lineup brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go at Equitable Savings and Loan. B-Diggers have a little bit of a different lineup, not too much towards the top. Batting first is the center fielder Carson Rule. Second baseman Braxton Shelton is hitting second. The third hitter is the shortstop, Nick Wellen. Ben Garrett.
Now batting your center fielder, number 24.
Is the cleanup hitter for the B-Diggers. As Rule steps in against right-hander David King. Yeah, relying on our technology to get through the lineups here, but I think the wind is also playing tricks. Here we go. Batting fifth is Alejandro Matos Garcia. Bryson Wooldridge hits 6. Hunter Ludgate 7. Eli Garcilaso bats 8th, and Kyle Well on the first baseman hits 9th. The fastball's down and away from the right-hander David King. It's Colby Frias at first. The second baseman is Avery Valenciano. Over at third is Christian King. And the pitch, that's a fastball for a strike. Brandon Curbs at short around the outfield. Kevin King in left. Jaron Albright in center. The right fielder Joey Smith. Logan Wittick behind the plate, and right-hander David King delivers a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here to Carson Rule, the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. Man, you want to talk about working quickly. They're going to have to step out of the box on this guy because he just grabs the ball and tosses it, Kevin.
Yeah, he's right there ready to go, that's for sure.
And he just blew it right by Carson Rule on a 2-2, a fastball, and there's 1 down.
Yeah, I don't think he's throwing that hard, but I think just his pace and what he's establishing by just being there ready to pitch and then just going right at him, that right there is something that Brush needs to change up.
Fastball for a strike on the outer half of the knees to Braxton Shelton, a team leading 8 doubles, hitting .562. He's tearing up the baseball, and he swings and fouls it off to the right. Yeah, they're going to have to slow him down. I mean, I love pitchers like this because the game will get over with in about an hour and 25 minutes, but if you're Brush, to hit against a guy who's just not even taking 2 or 3 seconds on the mound and the breaking ball's upstairs, 1 and 2, you've got to slow down that rhythm and get him into a lack of rhythm. 1 and 2 to Shelton, 1 down, bottom of the first, no score, and the offering swung on and fouled to the screen. Count remains at 1 and 2. Mr. Fergus will take you through innings 3 and 4. Right now, 0-0. And the pitch to Shelton. And the breaking ball's a called strike 3 down the middle. Bell tie, there's 1 down to make it 2 down. 2 down in the second for
Now batting number 21,
Nick Wellen.
the shortstop.
Could be a very quick moving first inning. Wind and pitch. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to the Bean Diggers shortstop. Under a pretty stiff wind here.
First 2 guys go down on strikes, but I've seen Brush enough this season. What I've seen is they adjust to the pitcher, and they do what they need to in order to put the ball in play. So they'll be competitive all the way through this ball game.
1 ball, 1 strike in the pitch, and the breaking ball is over, but low. It is 2-1. We'll have the Avalanche checked at the Nuggets coming up after this game. The pitch swung on. That is popped up right behind the plate. The catcher Whittick giving chase, and he makes the catch. Man, he spun quite a bit behind the plate because the wind is playing tricks with that baseball, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for David King. 1 complete. Brush nothing, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Let's head to inning number 2 from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush.
Now batting second baseman number 2, Avery Valencio.
Bean Diggers and Platte Valley Broncos are scoreless. And Bryson Wooldridge, the left-hander, will face Avery Valenciano, a freshman, hitting from the right side. The pitch, fastball is up and away, followed by Kevin King and Christian King. The stretch by Wooldridge and a pitch. Swing and a miss. Looked like he pulled the string on that one. And the count levels at 1-1. Both pitchers going to be working quickly. This game could be pretty fast. Swing and a miss and a pitch tailing away. But it was in a strike zone. That's even better when it starts out as a strike and stays as a strike right on that outer portion. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Wooldridge comes home. Swung on and grounded to short. The third baseman cannot cut it off. Wellen will throw to first. That's in time. Nice job by Ben Garrett just letting that one go. Wasn't going to get there in time, and Wellen on that third hop is able to make the play and make the throw, and there's 1 down. And here is Kevin King.
Now batting number 14, left fielder Kevin King.
So King steps in from the right side as well. And the pitch is away. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch swung on and hit on the left side. Third baseman Garrett to his left. Fields fires to first. And that one is offline. And it hits the fence. Wellen went to stretch, but it was a little bit up the first base side. That'll be the first error of the game. And for the second straight inning, Platte Valley's got at least a base runner on a routine play. That'll be E5. Here is Christian King.
Got him.
And a pickoff, and he got him at first base. Boy, you know there's a left-hander there. You don't want to lean too much. And Bryson Wooldridge picks off Kevin King. Well, that's exactly why you don't do that. You know, you almost have to be next to the bag. Now Christian King will take a fastball upstairs. One ball and no strikes. Yeah, you should never get picked off by a left-hander at the very beginning of the sequence. I mean, you should be able to see what he's doing.
I guess what tipped me off on that was he ended up leaning towards second base, and then I saw Bryson going over to first base, and it's like he's dead in the water.
Fastball away, 2-0. No score, top 2 outs. The pitch swung on in line towards the right field, and that's going to drop for a base hit just inside the line on a little flare. That ball was not hit hard. In fact, it's flagged out by the first baseman Wellen in foul territory, so it didn't have a lot of distance, but it had perfect direction. Here's Colby Frias, the 8th right-handed hitter in this lineup. So Platte Valley has the only 2 hits of the game. And that's why that pickoff looms very large now. If not, it's for the second straight inning. Would have been first and second with one out. And that changeup is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1 on the inner half.
And just the location of where that ball dropped, it could be first and third.
Oh, you're right. Actually, it would have been first and third. Again, because it was twisting away. And the offering. Swung on, hit slowly on the ground on the right side. Barehanded by Wooldridge. Throws to first. And he gets the hitter, Colby Frias. A nice play by Wooldridge, who was falling off the opposite side of the mound. No runs, one hit, a beat digger error, and a man left. To the bottom of the second we go in 1 minute. Brush nothing, Platte Valley nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the beat diggers in the bottom of the second inning. Ben Garrett, followed by Alejandro Matos Garcia and Bryson Wooldridge against right-hander David King. The pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike just above the knees. And it's 0-1 to the junior third baseman. This right now is power against power, big man against big man. And now they're running through the signs. Logan Whittick, the catcher, will have a brief conversation with his pitcher.
Ben Garrett's hitting .353 on the season. And he's leading the team in RBIs, although this isn't an RBI situation, but he's been hitting the ball right on the nose and getting the guys being able to move around the bases. He's done a nice job for Brush so far this season.
It's only an RBI if he can hit it out of the park. And the offering. And he swings and misses at a breaking ball in the dirt. Over anxious there, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to the cleanup hitter for Brush. The pitch. Swung on and fisted on the ground on the right side. A routine play and a throw to first. And there's one down in the bottom of the second inning as Avery Valenciano makes the play for Platte Valley.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 12, Alejandro Matos Garcia.
Here's Hondo. And the pitch. Fastball is low. We'll get to the third and fourth innings, which Kevin will handle. This has been easy. We're getting a bunch of quick outs here. The pitch, and that's a fastball for a strike, right down the middle, knee high. And the count evens at 1-1. No score, bottom of the second inning in Brush. Wind and pitch, swing and a miss. Too big of a hack on that one. He was late on the fastball at the knees. But again, Hondo's not slowing down. He's back in that box, so he's working on David King's rhythm. That doesn't bode well right now. 1-2. And he swings and grounds it up the middle. The shortstop has got it. And the throw to first by Curbs is a strike, a little bit low of a strike. But Hondo's retired on that swing and grounder as opposed to the swung that I used. Here's Bryson Wooldridge.
I was going to give you a hard time about that.
Yeah, I meant to say swung on, but
Bryson Wooldridge.
I was all over the place. But I broke the number one rule. Just don't call attention to your own mistake. The pitch. Fastball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. However, a sense of humor is something that I try to maintain. Doesn't always work. The offering. Fastball is a little bit up and away. 2-0 to the beat digger pitcher. With 2 down and the base is empty. 5 beat diggers up, 5 beat diggers down. And the 2-0 offering. Swinging a foul to the screen. Challenge him with a fastball at the letters, and it's 2-1. Our sound engineer and producer today is Herrick Curtis, along with Kevin Fergus. I'm John Beltran. 2 balls, 1 strike. And King fires. Breaking ball is in the clay. 3-1. On deck is the catcher, Hunter Ludgate. And the right-hander comes home. Low with a fastball. It's a walk to Wooldridge. And the Bee Diggers have their first base runner, a 2-out base runner in the second. Here is Ludgate.
Now batting the catcher, number 4, Hunter Ludgate.
Hunter out of the 7 hole. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see much running here with a short lead at first. The stretch. That is a courtesy runner over there. Swung on and grounded as short. Curbs has it go right underneath his glove into left center field. Runner around second, and this ball is bobbled out there. And the Beat Diggers have runners at the corners. Let's see it. I'm not sure who's running there. I don't think that's Moriarty.
That's Cesar Hinojos.
Hinojos. He kind of stumbled there getting to second. Hunter Dunn will now be at first. Both teams have an error now. Now it's just a routine play.
Now batting the right fielder, number 27, Eli Garcilaso.
That's one thing I was looking at, John, was just with Platte Valley's fielding. Their fielding percentage as a team is about .845. They've committed 37 errors in 10 games. I don't know what they did the other day against Valley, but Brandon Curbs at shortstop leads the way with 14 errors.
Yeah, he didn't get his glove down on all the fastball. A strike to Garcilaso, who's had a limited number of opportunities at the plate, but has been pretty good. Short leads both sides, 2 down, the pitch. Fastball, a strike. Runner goes to second, the throw, and a tag, and he's out. Hunter Dunn was out by quite a bit. Eliminated at second base, so Garcilaso will lead off the third inning. Kevin Fergus will take us through the third and fourth as the Beat Diggers do not score. There was an error, and 1 man left. We head to the third inning. Brush nothing, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Kevin Fergus, John Beltran, we welcome you back to Sunset Field in Brush Beat Diggers and Platte Valley Broncos. It's a 0-0 game through 2 innings, and here we are in the top half of the third inning, and Jaron Albrighton, the right fielder, is coming up to bat for Platte Valley, and the first pitch from Bryson Woldridge is a strike, and a swinging strike by Albrighton, so he falls into the hole. No balls and 2 strikes. This game today is going to be one that is not going to have a lot of runs scored. Swinging through the ball for strike 3. Bryson Woldridge struck him out for the first out in the third inning. That'll bring up top of the order, Brandon Curbs.
That's his second strikeout for Woldridge.
Woldridge struck out Curbs the first time up on a swinging strike, 3 pitches. Bryson's getting into a good rhythm as well. Ball right at the letters, strike 2.
1-1.
1-1. What did I miss on the first? I thought it was a strike. Okay.
Yeah.
Ball hit by Curbs right back at Woldridge, line drive. Woldridge puts his glove up. Didn't have to defend himself, but he corralled it and made the play.
That's the difference, Kevin. If you're a right-handed pitcher, you're falling off the opposite side, and that probably is a liner to the shortstop or up the middle for a base hit. But instead, there's 2 down here in the third inning.
Just real quick, that brings up Joey Smith. Joey walked his first time up. The first pitch to Joey was a swinging strike. Bryson tries to put a little bit more on the ball for his second pitch, and it's up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and miss by Joey Smith. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Bryson is working just as quick as David King.
Bryson Woldridge pitch just a little bit outside. Hunter Ledgate reaches out there in order to be able to pull it in, but the umpire didn't buy it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Joey Smith hits the ball to the first baseman, Kyle Wellen. Kyle Wellen picks it up, steps on first base himself for an unassisted third out.
All right, let's head to the bottom of the third inning. Platte Valley retired in order. Brush nothing, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
We have a 0-0 score headed into the bottom half of the third inning. Eli Garcilaso will be the leadoff hitter for Brush. He's the right fielder, and he's a senior. And he's been doing a nice job for Brush where he comes up and he puts bat on ball. He's hitting .429 on the year, John.
Yeah, he's having an excellent season. Again, limited opportunities, but he's taking advantage of all of them.
First pitch from the pitcher, David King was in the dirt, bounces away for ball 1.
Now that's a way to slow down a pitcher's rhythm. When you need a fresh baseball, you can step out. It's about 20 seconds in between the first and second pitch instead of about 5.
Pitch from David King right down the middle to Eli Garcilaso, 1 ball, 1 strike. See what Eli can do here. See if he can put solid wood on the ball. Pitch on the inner third, strike, 1 ball, 2 strikes. David King's pitch, corralled by Logan Whittick behind the plate. It was a ball low in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eli hits a ball, tops it, back to the pitcher. Pitcher throws it over to first base. He short-armed it to the first baseman, Colby Frias, and Colby was able to pick it up. He did a Todd Helton and was able to corral that ball. And Eli doesn't get down the line all that quick, and so Frias had enough time in order to be able to make that play.
Yeah, that was a very sloppy and lazy throw there by King, but Frias was able to save him from the second error committed by Platte Valley.
So that brings up Kyle Wellen. Kyle Wellen gets the start at first base today with Bryson Woolridge on the mound. And Kyle Wellen's done a nice job for Brush at this point. He's been hitting .375. And while he's been up, he's not only hit the ball, but he's had 5 base on balls. So he has a good eye, and he has a good rhythm for what he does. And I like what Kyle Wellen brings to the table for Brush as a freshman.
Now I got to wonder, how healthy is David King? Is this something of signs, or because I believe that's the head coach, Jason Arcolari, and there's got to be something going on, because it looks like we're going to have some sort of change here, unless they're just calling in the Platte Valley center fielder, Jaron Albright, and David King might be hurt unless he's limited by pitch count. That might be the other thing. I don't know if he pitched. I didn't see the box score. The box score for Platte Valley was not up there.
That's correct.
On Tuesday. So he might have pitched, but I think this is an injury situation.
Yeah, he's only thrown 33 pitches. I did not see that box score. It did not get posted. But I think maybe his spikes might have gotten held up by the rubber on the mound. And as he picked up that ball and came off the mound, he stumbled before he threw. And the way he ended up throwing over to first base, I think that right there was very telling for something happened.
Yeah, Jaron Albright, the center fielder, another right-hander, is the new pitcher, so you close the book on David King. And Kevin, I know you've seen the numbers. After David King, the numbers fall off pretty drastically for Platte Valley pitching, so now the Bee Diggers don't have to make an adjustment with the same pitcher, but they do have to get used to this one. As Kyle Wellen, as you mentioned, will step in. The situation
We have a pitching change.
has us in the bottom of the third inning.
Number 4, Jaron Albright.
No score. With 1 out, the base is empty. I'm John Beltran with Kevin Fergus. Yeah, we're assuming that's got to be an injury. So,
who went into center field?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm at the same thing. I have a blank center fielder right now.
I think they took David King out. I think he's in the
dugout.
No,
he's out.
He did not come back into the game.
Yeah, whoever's in center will be in his spot in the order, but I didn't. That was such a quick exchange that I guess we'll find out at some point. In fact, we'll find out when that person hits.
Looks like number 8 is in center field, so we've got a new right fielder, I'm guessing.
Unless that's 6 in center. Let's see.
It's 8.
And then, so that is, okay, so yep.
We can leave that blank, and we can fix it later, right?
That could be Ben, yeah.
Okay.
That could be Ben Skisler in right field, but we're not sure. So anyway.
So Jaron Albright, he completes his warm-up pitches, and he comes in to face a number 9 hitter for Brush, Kyle Wellen. First pitch from Albrighton is a ball low and away. And you're right. As Albrighton comes in, his ERA is 5.50. He's pitched 14 innings coming into today's game. and he's averaged about 1 strikeout per inning. 2 balls, no strikes to Kyle Wellen. See if Brush can get something going against this new pitcher. Pitch looked like it was right down the middle. The umpire called ball 3.
Yeah, I think it drifted away at the last second and a little bit below the knees.
Pitch from Albrighton, strike. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Well, at least for him, he inherits a 1-out situation instead of 0 outs.
Kyle Wellen tops that ball down to Coach Odell at the third base coach's box. Odell picks it up and tosses it back to Jaron Albrighton. Full count to Kyle Wellen. Kyle Wellen hits the ball in the air into left center field. And the center fielder looked like he might be thinking that was coming to him, but the way the wind is blowing, it faded that ball all the way over to the left fielder, Kevin King, for the out.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of lazy fly balls out here this afternoon. And you're right, Kevin, they're going to drift almost directionally from one fielder to the next.
So we have 2 outs. Carson Rule, top of the order for Brush, comes up. He struck out swinging his first time up. Carson squares but pulls back, ball 1. I think the pitch was on the inner half, but it was a ball. Pitch from Albrighton. Carson Rule swings through the pitch. And Logan Whittick ends up taking it. I'm not quite sure if it ended up getting him on thigh or if it got him on one of his, on his throwing hand, his fingers.
Yeah, it could have been the inside of the knee, too. I mean, that. So we have our second delay of the inning. Because it looked like Carson hit it off either the end of the bat or it just took an awkward ricochet right back to Whittick, but he'll obviously be okay. He's a tough kid.
Good sized young man, and he'll shake it off.
Well, we saw this throwing arm he had in the bottom of the second inning.
He might have got that in a place that is unmentionable. Albrighton is in there, and he's saying, "You're going to be all right," and then he's laughing. So I'm wondering if that might have been right down Broadway.
That's mentionable right there.
That's mentionable. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carson Rule. Carson squares around, attempts to bunt, and fouls it back. Brush does not have a hit yet today. They've gone through their first 9 batters, and they've left one on as he walked. Pitch from Albrighton is upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, well, with a curveball that didn't do much, it just stayed up there.
Albrighton's curveball is not like David King's, that's for sure. Ball, pitch from Albrighton, low and inside. Brings the count to 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. David King is standing over there in the dugout, and he's holding his shoulder. And the ball pitched from Jaron Albrighton is ball 4, down and in. So Carson Rule goes to first base, 2 outs. That brings up Braxton Shelton. A freshman for Brush. I like what he's been doing this season. He's been able to put the ball in play and make good things happen on the offensive end. Carson Rule gets a good lead at first. Pitch is inside, 1 ball, no strikes.
That's a second walk issued by Platte Valley pitching.
Carson Rule takes off with the pitch. The pitch was low and in, and Carson Rule slides into second base. Safe.
That throw was not bad, but it was not handled at second base. If not, that could have been a bang-bang play over there. But now Shelton's got a shot to drive in the game's first run. With a I don't know if it's 2-0 or 1-1. The board says 2-0. I guess they did call that a ball.
I think it's 2-0. It was a ball on the pitch. So that's exactly what Braxton Shelton has done this season. Is situations just like this. He's done a lot of good things for Brush. Pitch outside. 3 balls, no strikes to Braxton Shelton. See, we've got something going here, John, for Brush in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, this is their most legitimate threat so far.
Pitch up and away, ball 4. Jaron Albrighton walked Braxton Shelton on 4 pitches. That gives us runners at first and second and brings up the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Nick Wellen.
Yeah, he popped to the catcher his first time up. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil. That's Stubbs Gas and Oil.
Looked like a knuckleball from Albrighton, or some kind of a funky changeup, and the ball just drops in for a strike to Nick Wellen. Nick Wellen was hitting .486 into the day. Pitch from Albrighton is low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I think I just lost half my sheets here. Sorry. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Wow.
Pitch from Albrighton. Inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. See if Brush can get something going. They've got 2 outs. Ball hit hard. They're going to be on the move. Pitch that was in the dirt to Logan Whittick. He throws to third base. And he throws the ball into left field. And Carson Rule comes around and scores. And Braxton Shelton continued down from second base onto third base. And Whittick ended up with the ball as a left fielder threw it into him. And he threw it to the third baseman. And basically, as Braxton Shelton slid into the bag, he didn't get to the bag. And he was tagged out by the third baseman.
All right, the Beat Diggers get a run. Let's head to the 4th. Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing. Back in 60 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Welcome back to Sunset Field in Brush. Brush scored a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. They didn't have any hits, but they were able to engineer that run and make good things happen. First pitch from Bryson Woldridge to Logan Whittick. Logan Whittick hits it between the third baseman and the shortstop, and it just inches his way into left field for a base hit.
Yeah, Wellen, I think, got a glove on it, but nonetheless, that's a base hit either way. 3rd hit of the game for Platte Valley. All right, now.
And that brings up number 9. Number 9. Pitch from Bryson Woldridge is a swinging strike.
That's Aaron Rios now hitting in this spot for David King, who had to leave the game with an injury. And that one is away. 1 ball, 1 strike. So it's 1-0 Brush. Here in the top of the 4th inning, but Platte Valley's got the first man on. They've had base runners on in 3 of the 4 innings.
Runner on first base. Woldridge goes over to first. I don't think those guys are going to venture off too far from here on out. Bryson does have a good move, and it's almost a balk, but he does a nice job of being able to beguile the runner at first base. Pitch up and away from Woldridge. Hunter Ledgate, the catcher for Brush, received that ball in a good position. It looked like if the runner would have been off at first, he would have thrown down. But Aaron Rios swings through the next pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron Rios.
Yeah, and it looks like Bryson has him overmatched. I just go with a straight fastball and blow it right by him.
Bryson throws the next pitch, and it's low and away to Aaron Rios. Full count. I guess we have a courtesy runner at first base, number 6 for Logan Whittick, the catcher. Pitch from Bryson Woldridge right down the middle. Swinging strike. Aaron Rios strikes out.
Yeah, that's Ben Skisler over at first base.
Second baseman Avery Valencia.
I believe that's strikeout number 3 as Valenciano steps in here for Platte Valley.
Avery Valenciano. First pitch from Bryson Woldridge is up and away. Brush has a lead, 1-0. John, as we were going into this game with the way the wind was blowing, I was going to say that there's probably not going to be more than 6 runs scored in this ball game. Ball hit weakly. Sheldon gets it at second base, flips it to Nick Wellen. We get the fielder's choice to where Ben Schisler is out at second. and Avery Valenciano is safe at first.
Well, a good throw has him, but, we saw that earlier on the 6-4-3 double play. It was nicely dug out by Welland. That one was not dug out. If not, that would have been a double play. Swinging strike there to Kevin King.
Kevin King comes up to bat. And pops the second pitch, the offering from Woolridge up. And Woolridge gets underneath it. It was between the catch, between the mound and first base, and Bryson Woolridge is able to haul it in for the third out in the inning.
All right, Platte Valley picks up a hit, but they do not score. 3.5 complete in Brush. The Bead Diggers won. The Platte Valley Broncos nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.
Your Brush Bead Diggers have a 1-0 lead over Platte Valley Broncos. Nick Welland comes up to bat as he was in the batter's box when we ended up having the stolen base and the error that Carson Rule was able to score on. So he's able to come back up to bat. He fouls off the first pitch to the screen. First time up, Nick ended up popping out to the catcher. He probably put the ball in play, but the way the wind is, it kept it to where the catcher was able to play it and make an out. Nick ends up hitting a two-hopper to Brandon Curbs, the shortstop, and he gets it over to Colby Frias, the first baseman, for the first out in the inning.
But this is crazy, Kevin. It's a combined no-hitter, and the Bead Diggers have the lead.
Number 15, Ben Garrett.
Yeah, I've got Platte Valley with 3 hits, but Brush has 0, but Brush has the lead. That brings up Ben Garrett. First pitch from Jaron Albrighton is a curveball outside. You just mentioned the game's going by pretty quick. Here we are 50 minutes into the game. And we're in the bottom half of the 4th inning. We've gone more than halfway through this game. And it's a 2-ball count to Ben Garrett. Next pitch to Ben Garrett is in the dirt for ball 3.
Yeah, Albrighton has really battled since he's come in because he's already a couple of walks, did have a strikeout in there.
Well, I've got Jaron Albrighton with 24 pitches, and 16 of them have been balls. And here's his second 4-pitch walk to Brush.
Yep, I've got the exact same thing, 17 balls and 8 strikes. And let's see if they can just put it in play. But what Welland did was good, just hit the ball on the ground, and Curbs had to make the play. But Curbs also made an error earlier in this game.
Number 12, Alejandro Motos Garcia.
Ball on the left side of the infield to Platte Valley with Brandon Curbs at short and Christian King at third. They've accounted for 21 errors between the two of them. Good lead by Ben Garrett. First pitch from Albrighton to Hondo Maltos Garcia is up for a ball. Albrighton steps off the rubber and makes sure that Garrett's not getting too far off. Now he throws over there.
I'm telling you, he's got a decent move, and you got a catcher with a good arm. So the Bead Diggers might think about running, but it's not going to be that easy, as they found out already in this game. They've had 2 thrown out on the bases.
Yeah, Wittig gets rid of the ball pretty quick. Pitch from Albrighton to Maltos Garcia, strike right down the middle. Ball on a strike. Pitch from Albrighton. Up. Ball 2.
It's a lot of arm there when you're leaving it up like that. Not a complete follow-through.
Garrett's getting a good lead at first base. Pitch from Albrighton. On the outer third of the plate for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the freshman Alejandro Maltos Garcia. Comes into the game hitting .393. Pitch from Albrighton is up. Ball 3, full count.
All right, so very interesting here for Tom Odell. Do you run Ben Garrett with 1 on and 1 out and a 3-2 count?
And no. And the umpire had a delayed call, and the pitch was on the outside corner of the plate, and Maltos Garcia did not swing. Garrett did not go. He had a good secondary lead, but he stayed at the bag. And
Bryson Woldridge.
Alejandro Maltos Garcia struck out.
Yeah,
that was 2 outs.
That was on the outside corner. That's definitely a strike. It was close, but it was a strike.
Brings up Bryson Woldridge. Albrighton steps off, fakes a move to first base to keep Garrett close. 2 outs. Gives you a little more leeway to be able to venture further, possibly. Whittick gets the ball, and he gets in good throwing position in order to be able to throw, but nothing going. Ball was up. 1 ball, no strike to Bryson Woldridge. Pitch from Albrighton. Woldridge does not offer, but it's a pitch right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He's throwing strikes when he needs to. I mean, that's the thing with Albright, just keeping Platte Valley in the game.
Garrett fakes going, but Albrighton sees it and throws back to first. Garrett's back to first safely. 1 ball, 1 strike. See if Brush can get their first base hit today. Bryson Woldridge hits the ball pretty good to right center field, but going into that wind, it's going to be held up, and the center fielder, Joey Smith, gets underneath it and hauls it in for the 3rd out.
No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. 4 complete. It's Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Along with Kevin Fergus, I'm John Beltran. Let's head to the 5th inning. We got quite a ball game here in Brush. The Bay Diggers are in the lead 1-0 on a throwing error by the catcher, Colton Whittick, allowing Carson Rule to score. The Bay Diggers do not have a hit in the game. Platte Valley's got 3. They've also got 2 errors. The Bay Diggers have 1. It'll be the bottom of the order here against Bryson Woldridge, Christian King, Colby Frias, and Jaron Albrighton. And so far, unofficially, what do you got Woolridge for? 31 strikes and 18 balls, so not bad. Or 16 balls.
16, so I got 47 pitches.
Yep.
More than halfway there. So Bryson has done what he needs to by throwing strikes. He's not thrown as many balls today as what he has in the past. It seems like he's always been inside, and then he's out, and then he walks batters. But today he's not been doing that. So, but he's had traffic on the bases.
He has had traffic. There's no doubt about that. The pitch, that's a fastball for a strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. King had that flare down the right field line. First Beat Digger run today brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. For all of your projects, that's Western Engineering Consultants. Pitches up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the 7th place hitter, Christian King, followed by Colby Frias and Jaron Albrighton. The stretch with the bases empty. Swung on line foul off to the right. Might have hit it a little bit off the end of the bat. It's 1-2. Here to Christian King. Both teams have 6 wins on the year. Platte Valley has 5 losses. The Beat Diggers with 4. And the offering. And that ball hit him on the lower left leg. Well, King didn't like it, but he was down in the count, so maybe thinking about it a second time, not so bad. And again, as Kevin mentioned, traffic on the bases. And for the 2nd straight inning, they have the leadoff man on. And let's see if Woldridge can pitch out of it again. Now, Frias grounded back to the mound. If you get that right now, could turn into a 1-6-3 double play. But then again, the way the defense is playing, unless, let's see if Shelton's going to cheat towards the bag, could be a 1-4-3. That's a strike, took something off it. On the inner half at the knees, it's 0-1.
It's a beautiful day, John. Grass is green, sky is blue. Take away the wind, and we are sitting in tall cotton, that's for sure.
And the pitch swung on. That ball is grounded right side. Shelton has got it to a knee. To second for 1. Well into first. That's 2. 4-6-3 double play. Second double play turned by the Beat Diggers in this game. And there's 2 down for Jaron Albrighton. I love what Braxton did there. Get to a knee. Make sure you got that baseball, because he knew, Kevin, that there was not a fast runner coming out of the batter's box. So he had time. Jaron Albright steps in, swung on and fouled off to the right. Albright struck his first time up. See, here we go. Hold on. Do the quick. Oh, did you do the quick? The quick is the easier one.
Does it have the quick for the 4-6-3
yeah.
double play?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you did the quick on the I score. That's how I got it done so quickly. No pun intended. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch is up and away. Yeah, it's got quick for 1-6-3, 6-4-3, 4-6-3. The pitch that tails away. Ball 2, strike 1. Cargill Meat Solutions works with the community to make sure there are jobs for the members of the communities they're in. Cargill Meat Solutions, 1-0 Brush, top of the 5th inning. 2 down, bases empty, the pitch. Swing and a miss, swung over the top of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter for Platte Valley. Wooldridge delivers. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Albrighton. And it's a 1-2-3. Well, even though he did face the minimum, but not quite a 1-2-3, as Platte Valley did get the leadoff man on base on a hit by pitch. 4.5 complete in Brush. The Bead Diggers are clinging to a 1-0 lead over Platte Valley on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. All right, let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing. It is possible in baseball to win a game without a hit, but the Bead Diggers hope that will not happen here in terms of not getting a hit. 7, 8, and 9. Hunter Ludgate.
Now betting your catch number
followed
4,
by Ivan Cardenas.
You're going to take off?
And then followed here by the number 9 hitter, Kyle Wellen. Yeah, and Coach Odell just making that change there with
looks like
sure that
Ivan Cardenas.
He's the number 8 hitter in the lineup, the 2nd hitter this inning. The wind continues to kick up. And the right-hander, Jaron Albrighton, who came in for the injured David King in the 3rd inning, delivers. And that changeup is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Ludgate officially 0 for 1 after reaching on that error in his first plate appearance. Here's the wind and pitch. That's in the dirt, 2-0. You see Joey Votto yesterday. I was watching a Dodgers-Reds game, and he was facing Pedro Baez. It was a 3-1 changeup, and Joey Votto popped to first base, which ended the inning, but that's not the story.
No, the story is that was his 6,828 something number of at-bats.
Plate appearances, yeah.
That he has not popped up.
To the first baseman. And until that plate appearance, it pitches in the dirt to the screen. 3-0 here to Ludgate. And I have to believe that if Ludgate gets on, that Ivan is going to be bunting. 3-0 pitch. That's a strike down the middle at the knees. It's 3-1. Yeah, Tom Model doesn't care if his team doesn't get a hit if they win the game, but they're going to need hits on Saturday against University. The pitch, up and away. Here's the deal. They have no hits here, but they got, like 10 hits off of Sherbarth of Sterling. And here's a courtesy runner. That'll be Hunter Dunn.
Now batting number 6, Ivan Cardenas. And we have a courtesy runner, Hunter Dunn, on first base.
All right. Whoa. There goes the wind. One of Kevin Fergus's favorite songs, The Duke and Bobby Fella. We won't sing it here. Karaoke's on Fridays. Yeah. All right, 3-step lead at first. Cardenas hitting 7-14. He is squaring to bunt. Throw back to first. Back at diving is Hunter Dunn.
Hunter Dunn had a pretty good lead right there, John. Want to make sure that you don't get picked off. You know, even though you've got something working at the plate, you don't want to get your base runners taken away from you, given the opportunities are been few and far between.
Swung on and foul to the screen. That lead was huge. I'd have thrown over there. I think if he throws over there, Hunter Dunn might have been picked. Did you see how big that was? About 4 steps
on that first time.
That is a huge, huge lead. You got to be careful over there. That's a more conservative lead, about 2.5 steps. And now Ivan will square to bunt, and he misses it completely. Yeah, he didn't have that bat flat. That bat was pretty diagonal, and that's why he missed it. It's 0-2.
Now he'll have to swing away, but he's been doing a nice job at the plate. He's hitting 7-14. in his limited number of at-bats.
And that's a curveball called strike 3, and he knew it. One down here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Let's see if a freshman from the number 9 hole gets a first base hit for Brush.
Kyle Welland.
Welland popped out his first time up. 3-step lead in the offering. And the breaking ball's a beauty. Down the middle, belt high, it's 0-1. Albrighton starting to find his rhythm a bit.
Albrighton hasn't used his breaking ball until this inning, and this inning it's been effective.
Dunn looks like he's about to take off, but it's not. Curveball is inside, and the count levels at 1-1. AC Ice. At any local grocery or convenience store near you, crystal clear ice. Good for any time of year. AC Ice, 1-1. Albrighton. Throw back to first, and again, Dunn was leaning, but he read that pickoff move beautifully, and Dunn back in rather comfortably. Hunter Dunn scored the winning run against Bayfield on Braxton Shelton's base hit a couple of Saturdays ago. In an extra inning win, the only win for the Beat Diggers in the Brush tournament. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on, 1-0 Brush. Swinging a foul to the backstop. Count is at 1-2. Again, the story of this game is that the Beat Diggers do not have a hit and have the lead. The stretch by Albrighton. About a 3-step lead at first for Dunn. And he comes home. Swing and a miss and a slow curveball. That's 2 strikeouts in a row here for Jaron Albrighton as Kyle Welland goes down, and there's 2 down. And that'll send up Carson Rule. He struck out, walked, and scored the game's only run.
Fielder number 24, Carson Rule.
Throw back to first, and again, Dunn. He's got the big lead, but he knows how to dive back in pretty quickly. The Bay Diggers will play Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. That'll be the Kevin and Evan show from Greeley.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that should be one heck of a game. And the pitch runner goes. Swung on, grounded left side to shortstop. Curbs has got it. He sets, he throws, and he retires Carson Rule. And that does it for the Beat Diggers in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. They have not generated a base hit through 5, but they lead Platte Valley 1-0 as we head to the 6th on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. To the 6th inning we go. The Beat Diggers have a 1-0 lead at home against Platte Valley.
The shortstop.
Brandon Curbs, Joey Smith, and Logan Wittick, 1, 2, and 3. This is going to be the best shot you would think for Platte Valley to break through. They've not had a man past second base today. The stretch by Wooldridge with the bases empty. The pitch is swung on and lined and going to be caught by the first baseman, Kyle Welland, a soft liner off the fist. About 2 steps into the grass, and there's 1 down in the top of the 6th inning. On that soft little flare.
Number 8, Joey Smith.
And Joey Smith has walked and grounded to first. He's 0 for 1. Unofficially, that was pitch number 60. And that's up and away. Thrown by Bryson Wooldridge. About a 2 to... I did miss a few pitches at the beginning, but I believe he's at 61 right now, Kevin.
I've got 60.
That's good enough for me.
I might have missed one of those innings earlier. I think maybe the 2nd inning, where I missed a pitch or 2 to Colby Frias.
And the pitch swung on and fouled to the screen. It's 1-1.
We're in the ballpark.
In more ways than one. 1 run, no hits, 1 error for Brush. No runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for Platte Valley. Both teams have stranded 3 on the bases. Ludgate lays down the sign, the pitch, and that tails away. It is 2-1 to Joey Smith in the top half of the 6th inning with 1 down. And the offering. That tails outside again. 3 balls and 1 strike. Transwest believes that customers are number 1. Check out their selection online or stop by one of their dealerships at Fort Morgan or Sterling today. That's Transwest. 3 balls and 1 strike, and the pitch swung on. That ball's grounded right back to Wooldridge. He sets and throws for the out. It did not hit the meat of the bat there, and Wooldridge made an easy play for out number 2 in the top of the 6th inning. And here is Logan Wittick, and he has 2 of Platte Valley's 3 hits.
13, Logan Wittick.
Wittick has pulled the ball both times, so Welland's going to cheat towards the hole. The pitch, That tails away for a strike. Started that down the middle and just kept tailing away. Good pitch thrown by Woolridge. I think he wants to keep it on the outside half. You don't want to throw it down and in here. Wittick could really smoke it, and that is a strike. That's down the middle. It's 0-2.
Wittick was hitting 441 coming into today before he had those 2 base hits, so that'll get him pretty close to 500.
Let's see if this is a waste pitch. Oh, that looked pretty good, but it was a breaking ball, a little bit high, 1-2. I think that fooled Wittick.
Might have fooled the umpire.
Yeah, I think it did. I think that was strike 3 to me. And the 1-2 swung on and popped up. The second baseman, Braxton Shelton, to his left, makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Bryson Wooldridge as the Beat Diggers are holding on to a 1-0 lead. 5 1/2 complete right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Heart of the order is coming up for the Beat Diggers. 1-0. They lead Platte Valley here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And it's been a rough game for Brush on the offensive end. Despite the fact Platte Valley has committed 2 errors and the Beat Diggers have been given 5 walks.
Now batting second baseman number 18.
They do not have a hit in this game. Braxton Shelton struck out looking and then walked. Against the right-hander, Jaron Albright in the pitch. And the breaking ball's a little bit high. 2, 3, and 4 for the Beat Diggers, looking for an insurance run. A throwing error. Back in the 3rd inning is the difference. 1-0 pitch, down and away. Took something off it, 2 balls and no strikes. Albright's approaching the 50 pitch mark, but his strike-to-ball ratio is awful. I got 28 balls, 21 strikes, and the pitch. And that's in the dirt, 3-0. However, again, he's made clutch pitches when he's had to. Well, Braxton will be taking, and I don't think Nick Welland's going to be bunting, although he's got the ability to. That's ball down and away, just off the corner, and it's the 6th walk issued by Platte Valley pitching.
Wow, that's the 3rd 4-pitch walk that Brush has received. See if they can take advantage of it right here. You got your 3-4 hitters coming up. Well, need to make something happen here in order to get on top of this game and take control.
And the pitch, and he takes a fastball for a strike at the knees. Welland has both power and speed. 0-1 here to Nick Welland with a man at first and nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Throw back to first, Shelton back in diving. Christian King is playing a step in at 3rd. I mean, Welland has options here. I don't know if he's going to try to bunt now with an 0-1, but that's a signal that has to be relayed by the head coach, Tom Odell. Shelton with a 2-step lead, 2.5 now. The pitch, that's in the dirt. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike to Nick Welland. Wittick lays down the sign. And Welland awaits. Here it is. And he swings and misses a huge hack. And he missed it all. And it's 1-2 on a fastball knee high. Ben Garrett waits to hit next. Wittick setting up on the outside corner of the pitch. Curveball is fisted in the air to shallow left center field. That's going to be caught. Oh, and Shelton back to first. Joey Smith closed down the ground there that he needed. And let me tell you, if he's playing a normal center field, that might drop. However, because the wind is blowing in and a little bit laterally as well, he was playing shallow.
Number 15, Ben Garrett.
Off the bat, there was a chance for a base hit, but here's Ben Garrett who's grounded to second and walked, and the offering. And he takes a fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the Beat Diggers have had traffic as well, but have been unable to capitalize. The pitch swung on. That has popped up. The second baseman,
trouble.
Valenciano, now comes in, and the ball is going to drop, and now picked up by the first baseman. Throw to second for the force. That is going to go 3-6 on the most unconventional force play as it was made over there by the first baseman, Colby Frias, as the wind was playing tricks with that baseball.
Single or error?
No, it's a fielder's choice.
Fielder's choice, that's right.
Yeah, it's an out. Yep. That's not a base hit.
Yep, that's true.
That's not a base hit. He is out at second base. And here is Hondo, 0 for 2. Actually, you know what? Had the runner, well, I mean, Shelton's got to do what he did. I mean, he thinks the ball's going to be caught, logically. But had he thought the ball was not going to be caught and he made it to second, that would probably been scored a base hit because it was so radical with the way the ball was just fluttering out there and that pitch is up and in. But, yeah, you can't expect the base runner to be anywhere close to second base and a fly ball hit to the second baseman.
A ball hit in no man's land and you're twixt in between.
And that's a pop-up into center. Should be a routine play, and Joey Smith makes it. And the Bead Diggers are done in the bottom of the 6th inning. We have an odd scenario here, as the Bead Diggers still do not have a hit in that inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on. Brush leads 1-0 going into the 7th inning. In Brush over the Platte Valley Broncos on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Aaron Rios, Avery Valenciano, and Kevin King as we head to the 7th inning. Rios,
batting number 9, Aaron Rios,
came into the game for David King, the starting pitcher who was injured for Platte Valley. He struck out his first time up the pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and in. It's 0-1. Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing. Platte Valley is out hitting Brush 3-0. But nothing else matters in the scoreboard. Grounded to short. Wellen waits for the true hop. He's got it. Throws low to first, and it's off the glove of Wellen up against the fence. That'll be an error on the first baseman, Wellen. That was low, but that got there on the fly. I think that ball's got to be caught.
Now batting left fielder number 14, Kevin King.
Yeah, the air's going to be. I've got the air there on Wellen.
The first base Wellen.
That is good. Thank you, Kyle Wellen.
Avery Valencia.
Yeah, that ball's got to be caught over there at first, even though it was a low throw. It was a good enough throw that the play should have been made. So the Bead Diggers have committed their second error of the game. And even if Brush wins this game, obviously not a very impressive performance for Brush. Throw back to first, back and diving for Rios. Valenciano, grounder to short. And also grounded to second. Platte Valley's got the tying run at first base. Throw back to first, back and diving is Aaron Rios.
The one thing Brush has done well is they've got the 2 double plays, and right here would be perfect time in order to be able to get another one.
Time is called. Colorado Plains Medical Center has experienced physicians and a highly trained surgical team trained in the latest surgical procedures. Explore what procedures are possible in your hometown, Colorado Plains Medical Center, and get a delicious treat, breakfast or lunch option. Willow Coffee and Bake Shop, 921 Edison Street in Brush. We always thank the sponsors responsible for these broadcasts. And a throw back to first, just a lob over there, and Rios is back in standing. Again, nobody out in the 7th and a man at first. 1-0 Bead Diggers. Stretched by Wooldridge in the offering. Swung on, grounded right side. First baseman Wellen has it, turns, throws to second for 1, and there'll be no throw to first. But they get the 3-6 fielder's choice, and 1 down for Christian King. Easy does it, as they say there. And that time, well executed.
14, Kevin King.
Kevin King reached on an error and then popped out to the pitcher, Wooldridge. Just over 70 pitches. The pitch swung on, grounded left side. Garrett to second for 1. Shelton to first, and the game is over. It's a 5-4-3 double play, and the Bead Diggers, despite not getting a base hit in the game, defeat the Platte Valley Broncos by a score of 1-0.
Yeah,
all right, let's take a break. We're back in 2 minutes. In a very quick game, Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bead Digger post-game show is brought to you by Mr. D's Home Center, a proud supporter of all the area athletes. They'll serve you with all your home, farm, and ranch supplies with 3 locations to serve you: Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. The Bead Diggers defeat the Platte Valley Broncos 1-0, and the line score reads like this: for the Beet Diggers. 1 run, no hits, 2 errors, and 4 left on base. Platte Valley, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base. The winning pitcher was Bryson Wooldridge, his second complete game of the season. The loss went to David King. Or check that, the loss actually went to Jaron Albrighton because King was in there for 2 1/3 innings and was taken out via injury. Albrighton takes the loss. Unofficial time of the game, 1 hour and 21 minutes. Well, not much of a scoring recap. Let's just strictly look at the bottom of the 3rd inning because that's when the Beet Diggers scored. And in the bottom of the 3rd, there was 1 down when, actually there were 2 down in the inning when Carson Rule walked, and then Braxton Shelton would walk, and then a wild pitch was thrown by Albrighton. Rule took off for 3rd. The throw from Woodick skipped past the 3rd baseman, Kevin King, skipped into left field, and all of a sudden it wasn't Kevin King, the other 3rd baseman. Anyway, it skipped into left field, and scoring there was Rule while Shelton was thrown out at 3rd, and that was essentially the game. Platte Valley did not have a runner past second base, and the Beet Diggers won uneventfully, 1-0. There's not too many baseball games, Kevin. Lots of things happen in games, but to win without the benefit of a hit, and quite frankly, the Beet Diggers really didn't come close to getting a base hit. There was maybe a flare by Wellen in the 6th inning that nearly fell, but other than that, and I know the wind had something to do with it, but Platte Valley did have 3 hits in a game, so that's something that Coach Odell has to address. Although, like I said, we saw this team get 10 hits off of Sterling and their number 1 pitcher, Chris Sherbarth, even though that was in an 8-2 loss. But I have to believe just the elements, and it was just kind of a weird type of game whenever you win by a 1-0 score with no base hits.
Yeah, it's not that it was cold. It just was miserable just because the wind was blowing. I made reference to the green grass, the blue sky. It's a beautiful day for baseball, but the wind was blowing, and that makes it miserable, and that makes it hard in order to be able to generate things because you get the ball in the air where it normally would have made the gap, and it doesn't fall. It falls right in the glove of the outfielder for an out, and that happened numerous times. One thing that was an advantage for Brush, they got the win 1-0, but the advantage that Brush had today was they had 3 double plays. That was huge.
Yeah, they had a 4-6-3, a 6-4-3, and a 5-4-3 to end the game. And they didn't have to bail out Bryson Wooldridge. He pitched really well. His strike-to-ball ratio was much better than in previous games, as I mentioned, his 2nd complete game of the year. And, Platte Valley even though they had a lot of issues on the mound with Albrighton throwing ball after ball, he threw clutch pitches when he had to, which is why the Beet Diggers were held to a single run. So, more importantly, Kevin, the Beet Diggers win their first league game of the year. They're 7-4 overall. Platte Valley falls to 6-6. And, I mean, if Brush gets some things going right, who knows? They can compete in the upper echelon of the Patriot League, because obviously the top guns there are University, Sterling, and Eaton, with Resurrection Christian not too far behind. And Brush was 2-0 against Res 1 year ago.
Yeah. We can talk about how I can see how this all plays out. And basically, you've got 10 teams in the Patriot League. You got 3 that are really good, Eaton, University, and Sterling. You've got 3 that are at the bottom that I feel that are evidenced in Strasburg, Liberty Common, and Estes Park. Then you've got 3 teams in the middle, and that we're playing. We played Platte Valley today. And you got Platte Valley, Valley, and Res Christian. Now, the way I take a look at this is just trying to be realistic. You'd love to be able to win all 9 of them, go 9-0. But, the thing is, if you got 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, those should be 3 wins, 3 losses. Now, it's these 3 middle teams, Platte Valley, Valley, and Res Christian. You go 2-1, you're 4th in the Patriot League.
Right.
You go 3-0, that's just going to get you a little bit closer to the top. But if you go 1-2 against these 3 teams, then you're looking at 5th place.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to. Well, again, University's going to be tough because they have them on the road. Sterling's going to be tough. They also have them on the road. And then the Eaton game that they'll play, that'll be here. on Saturday the 27th. So a week from Saturday. So they're going to have their shots. But, yeah, you cannot lose a game that you should win. And then with these middle teams, they already got the job done today. They already defeated Valley earlier this season, even though I believe that was a one-run game. So they'll get them again a week from today in Gilchrist. But it's a very, very competitive Patriot League as the Beet Diggers with this win are now 7-4, and Platte Valley falls to 6-6. So the good thing, they're establishing some depth with the pitching, and we'll see. You know this, Kevin. Hitting comes and goes. Hitting comes and goes, so we'll see what happens here.
You can have your hot days, but you got to have pitching and you got to have defense.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Sound engineer and producer of Brush Beet Digger Baseball has been Herrick Curtis. I'm John Beltran for Kevin Fergus. Kevin and Evan James will be with you on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock when the Brush Beet Diggers take on the University Bulldogs from Greeley. The final score once again here for Brush. Brush 1, Platte Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.